Okay, short message for today. Today we're going to be talking about alkaline versus acidic. Alkaline versus acidic foods. In this video I'll be breaking it down, the differences. And as you can see on the screen, this is a pH scale that's showing alkaline and acidic side by side each other. This chart is dealing with foods that are meant for consumption and foods that aren't. Now, this video is going to be geared towards so-called black people who are not actually black but are carbon beings. Alright? I could care less about these other races, which is actually different species out here. I could care less what they eat. Plenty have made a habit of inboxing me on Instagram before calling me racist or whatever. Hey, they continue to watch my channel when they know the information is not for them. They're just going to continue getting their feelings hurt. So it is what it is. Now, when you're dealing with meat, dairy, or processed food, etc., that falls into the acidic side. What you see on the screen here, it falls into the acidic side. Now, our people were never meant to eat meat or consume dairy products. That diet was forced on us by our enemies. Our bodies are electrical and magnetic in nature, so we need nature-based foods in order to operate and function correctly. See, the acid in our stomach wasn't designed to break down meat. Meat doesn't even digest in our stomach. It sits in our stomach for a few weeks and then it rots. It births parasites and diseases, which means your body is actually at dis-ease. And you know, that Bible is not our book because we didn't have religion, but even in that book it says not to eat from the unclean meats. And when you're dealing with dairy products, the meat, the eggs, the yogurt, especially the cheese, this destroys our carbon. I say carbon because, you know, everyone has melanin, but not everyone has carbon. That's for another video. Dairy destroys our carbon over time. Meat will automatically set you back to ground zero. If you've been on a spiritual journey and you eat meat, it's going to set you back all the way back to ground zero, and now you got to start all the way over again, and you got to start back from point zero and go back to where you originally was. So you got to, in order to go forward, you got to go backwards. Dairy won't set you back, but it will hinder you to where you're not going anywhere, and eventually it catches up with you. Dairy is nothing but a different form of meat, to be honest, like cow milk. That stuff is blood and pus. You can look this up. They filter the blood with all of this whitening stuff and it turns white. Eggs, that's a dead chicken fetus. Cheese, that's actually spoiled milk. Cheese is actually a drug and it's addicting. The more you eat it, the more you crave it. All of our people are actually lactose intolerant. If we weren't meant to eat dairy, then we're actually all lactose intolerant. Now, as far as spirituality goes, such as meditation, your chakras, astral projection, things of this nature, you won't be able to perform none of this if you're still eating meat and dairy products. See, the meat puts you at a low vibration because you're eating flesh, so now you're in your root chakra, operating from fear, because the animal you ate feared for its life before it was killed. Chemicals and stress hormones was released, and now you're acting like it. You are what you eat. Eating meat opens you up for negative spirits to mess with you. If you go vegan and you have an alkaline diet, fruits, vegetables, nuts and some grains every now and then, they can't mess with you. Why? Because your energy is too high. And the closer they get to you, the light that's coming off of your energy field or your aura, it starts to blind them to where they can't see you anymore. And crystals and gemstones don't work if you're not on an alkaline diet, if you're not trying to go vegan. It just won't work, because we have crystals within our bodies that's flowing through our blood, which is plasma, and that absorbs the energy from the outer crystals. It can't absorb anything if the blood is toxic and is clogged by eating the wrong things. You won't really even need crystals if your body is in balance with nature. Crystals is just a bonus or an enhancer for your energy body. If you don't want to do anything related to, if you want to do, things that are related to spirituality, you must go vegan. You gotta go vegan, or else nothing is going to work, and it will be a waste of time. Let go of the sodas, acid drinks, as well. Soda is nothing but battery acid. It's battery acid because it's the same pH scale as battery acid, which is I think 1 point something. It's a low pH scale. That's really acidic. Get away from most of the water out here, because the government is putting fluoride and heavy metals in it, which blocks our spiritual gland, the pineal gland, and it shuts off our higher senses. Most of your mental illness is dealing with heavy metals, mucus, and negative spirits who have took over our body or something, and things like that. See, our body is electrical in nature. When we eat from nature, we then begin to operate from a higher mindset, and our bodies can actually vibrate. You see, your gut area is where your solar plexus is, like all the chakras in your body. Well, your solar plexus is where your soul is at. Your soul is in your solar plexus area. Okay, now that's your inner solar system, because you get your soul from the solar system, and if that's not a balance, you can't vibrate. Now the alkaline part, on the part where it's showing like the blue and neutral and stuff like that, that's showing what you can eat. That's dealing with your fruits, vegetables, your nuts, your grains every now and then. Because going vegan isn't a but, if, or maybe, it's a must. You gotta go vegan if you want to get into any form of spirituality. Nothing is just gonna come to you. Nothing's just gonna come to you. You have to put your lower self, which is your body, at a higher frequency, so your higher self can be drawn or tugged or pulled towards you. If you're trying to, let's just say if you're trying to do a ritual, you try to manifest something, if you're eating the wrong foods and things like that, then it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because your body is not at a high enough frequency or vibration to attract anything. Okay, the only thing you're gonna be attracting is negative spirits, archons, things of that nature. That's all you're going to be attracting, because you're vibrating on their frequency and you're vibrating on their level. So now they can touch you. They can even possibly kill you if you're vibrating like extremely low, like when you're dealing with the elf waves that's coming from the television. Yeah, but the elf waves that's coming from the television, that's dealing with the negative spirits, the archons. That's dealing with the reptilians, but especially the insectoid beings, and things like that. So yeah, just start going vegan. Do whatever it is you have to do. If you can, start. Get rid of one thing at a time. Get rid of one thing at a time. Get some vegan alternatives, things of that will help you out. I'm out. Alright, well, that's all I got for today. I'm out of here. I'm about to go eat me some grapes with seeds, and hey, finding grapes with seeds in these times, in this system, is actually a luxury because you can't really even find grapes with seeds these days. You can't even find watermelon with seeds these days. Unless you go to a good farmer's market or something like that. Well, I'm out of here. Peace.